row middle, Dave.
I know Tough Borland wasn't out there today. Is there any update?
He's got an Achilles injury, so he's going to miss some time. But you know, he's a little bit like J.T. Barrett. You say he's out for a while, and he's not going to be out that long. So
you don't. Is his season in jeopardy at this point?
They tell us no.
Okay. Right next door, Tim.
Urban, safety, obviously, Jordan seems like his pendant, that one spot. Isaiah's been running over the ones a lot. What are you seeing out of him that is sticking out? Is he a guy that's right now kind of in the lead for that boundary spot?
Jordan Fuller is one of the starters. We don't have one yet in the other spot. You have Isaiah, you have Brendan White, you know, Jocelyn Wind. I think those are the three they're competing for. And you have Josh Proctor, when he gets in there, he'll compete for it. And Hook, Marcus Hookers, he'll compete too. So that's where we're at right now.
With Alex being installed as the safeties coach, how different do you feel like, you know, the work of that group is, the intensity, and how different that position has been run in the first couple practices of the spring?
Zero difference. You know, it's Coach Yellow's all over it, and the good thing is Coach Grinch is very much the same kind of coach, same kind of expectation level out of him as Coach Yano.
Third row right, Nick.
Dallas Gant was rotating with the twos a little bit. How ready is he going to be to contribute this year?
He's probably going to play. You know, he showed enough what scale, and you know, I'm going to get him ready to compete in special teams because he's one of those very mature players to come right in, and you know, he's not where he needs to be, but didn't have to be. He just needs to give us everything he's got, and he's been doing that. Very smart player too.
I want to ask about Justin Hilliard too. He's had some bad injury luck when he's been here, but do you see him maybe having an elevated role?
Sure. Yeah, he's one of our best special teams player. Was a year ago. Very accountable guy. Having a good spring so far. I'm a Justin Hilliard fan. I hope he continues to grow as a defensive player.
Fourth row middle, Pat.
Urban, the H-back, looking back last year, didn't carry the ball nearly as much as we've seen with Braxton, with Curtis. Is that a role that changes depending on who's in there and what the offense kind of requires from it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you like to have Paris probably could. You know, we didn't maybe give him enough carries because he certainly can run the ball. But yeah, the H-back, you'd like to have him a little more carries than he had.
Do you see that being a bigger part of the offense this year?
I do.
I know you've got two running backs that you've got to get carries too.
Yeah, there's two running backs and two very good running backs, and Antonio's doing a nice job as well. But H-back, you know, KJ's not practicing because of the shoulder. He'll be fine by the time summer rolls around. Paris is a known weapon. DeMario's having a pretty good spring too.
Second row left, Ari.
Urban, I know it's not the same situation at all, but a few years removed from the 2015 quarterback battle, how do you feel you guys did as a staff in that battle? And did you learn or take anything from that battle and how you approach this year?
2015?
Yeah, the JT Cardale battle.
Oh. And how did we do with that?
Yeah, like looking back at it now, a few years removed, how do you evaluate the way that the staff handled that?
2015, that's a long time ago. Yeah, I think we won every game but one, right? So I think we did all right. I mean, I'm not sure what your question is.
Just if you go back and you look at how...
We shouldn't have lost that game. I mean, I'm not looking at I'd have to look at stats and all that, but you're saying, how did the 2014-15 quarterback battle do?
It's probably the most high-profile quarterback battle in the history of the sport, and you were in the middle of it. I just didn't know if you look back at it now, how do you feel like the staff?
I don't have time to look back at that. I don't. You know, I know we won every game except for one, and I think Cardale Jones went undefeated as a starter, and J.T. Barrett had probably the most successful quarterback in Big Ten history. I think they probably did all right. So
you can gain from or learn from that.
No, that's history. We gotta move on.
Front row right here, Austin.
Along those lines, when you have a quarterback battle, Cardale and JT are still such good friends. When these, you know, three guys that you have going through something right now, the competition day after day, is it uncommon for them to become such close friends? Is it how do you
I thought Tom Herman did a heck of a job in that room. That is very uncommon. It's hard. Those are special guys, unselfish guys. It's not normally like that. You know, I'd like to think that has to do with a little bit of the brotherhood of this team too. That there's been other position battles where guys, you know, hang in there and stay very close. Running backs won. So, yeah, I think that was a special group. That's really uncommon for three.
And how do you, I don't know, What is the vibe like around those three guys now as they go through this spring and all eyes on them? And how much do you have to pay attention?
It's still too early to tell you that. You know, I can't say, you know, early on it wasn't all hugs and kisses with those three. You know, if you remember, Cardell Jones is famous for a lot of things around here. And I love Cardell. He turned out to be one of our great players, great ambassadors, and it certainly wasn't like that, you know, all the whole time. A lot of effort to keep that kind of chemistry on a team.
Front row left, Doug?
Urban, you've talked a lot over the past couple years about your depth on the offensive line. When you look out there for the first part of spring practice with guys like Myers and Thayer Munford and Wyatt Davis moving up and some of the early enrollees, do you see it coming together anymore?
Yeah, today wasn't a great day, so I do. I don't see us with guys that can't play. I see guys that are all going to be swinging for opportunity to play, and they're talented enough to play. But today wasn't a very good day to say how are they doing, because it wasn't a very good day.
And you, the first day we talked to you, you mentioned how important the center position is. How has that progressed, and how do you feel about that 6 practices in as you watch that position?
I feel Brady Taylor is doing a very good job. The other guys got to get better. Josh is swinging hard, and Matt, and you know, we even took a look at Alabi in there a little bit. So it's okay. You know, once again, it wasn't a great day.
Far left, Matt?
6 practices in, just how's it, your overall view of what you're seeing? It sounds like today you're not great, but
Yeah, it wasn't a great day in any phase. You know, I don't know. I got to figure out why. And you know, we have, you know, when you see a bunch of good players standing on a sideline, that's not, you know, either, you know, we have that saying around here, guys that have played, you know, 1 or 2 year starters, you kind of 2 year starters, you kind of back off them a little bit, and we've done that. So just a little sloppy when young players are in there that aren't ready yet.
in terms of linebacker with however long Tufts out, is this opportunity in the spring for somebody else, or who do you look at now that?
Well, you got Hilliard and Baron Browning in the middle right now, and then Pete Werner is very flexible and having an excellent spring. Malik Harrison's another guy we started talking about because Keandre has made a good push. So you got some good bodies. We're not set to say who's going to be in what position. It's our job to get the best 3 of them out there. And the good thing is there's some opportunity, like you said, for someone to step up and go in there. That position's, you know, once again, they're not perfect, but they don't have to be, but they're trying. I kind of like that position right now.
Front row left, Bill?
Urban, I want to ask you about recruiting. It seems by now you usually have a quarterback in your recruiting class, and you guys don't have one for 2019. I'm just curious, like, having lost some guys in the last few classes that you had committed, are you taking it any slower, or why is the timeline what it is right now for that position?
That's a good question. No, it's not. We're not on purpose taking it slower. There's not a lot of depth at quarterback this year in the recruiting world. So other than we're just working as hard as we can to get them here. We've had a bunch visit, and now it's, you know, we got to find the right marriage between them and us.
And I know when you're evaluating guys for that position, we've heard you list the things you look for: toughness, competitiveness, mobility, extend the play. Is arm strength, arm talent being evaluated any more differently or closely than maybe you've done in the past when you're looking at high school quarterbacks?
We've always looked at that, but that's not in the top 5 criteria that we evaluate a quarterback. We've had plenty of quarterbacks around here, maybe didn't, or not around here, but just in history that maybe didn't have the strongest arm, but they were a better player. And it's competitive, toughness, leadership, football IQ, and extend the play are the things we look for. Arm strength's nice, but it's not in the top 5.
It just seems like some of the guys you were recruiting are on another level with that than maybe some other guys you've recruited, but is that just?
Not on purpose.
Okay.
Front row right, Tim?
Yeah, Urban, Justin Hilliard, for example, have you seen a little bit of a light come on with him too, from the standpoint of actually playing linebacker?
Yeah, he's been, you know, he's had someone mention it. He's had some tough injuries, like tough. The bicep tears and 2 of them, but I can't ask for any more. He's one of my favorite guys because he just goes as hard as he can. And like I told you, I'm a fan, and I push that a little bit. He's a guy that's made some mistakes on defense when he's in there, and he's just fighting through that. So the light's coming on, and he's doing pretty good.
And Burton Browning, what did you see out of him last year, and what just, you know, are you seeing in him in the spring?
Well, he's as talented as a linebacker has ever walked through these doors. He's a big freak that can do it all. A great young man. Did not play very well early in the season. Just was, you know, out of his comfort zone, and by the end of the season was really contributing in a lot of areas and special teams, and should have played some defense, but he just didn't earn that yet. But he's got it all now. He's got A to Z, intelligent guy, a good person, and God's blessed him with an incredible skill set.
Let's say, we've talked to you about Ryan Day before, but how big of a, I don't know, of a get was that to get him signed to a 3-year contract? And what does it just kind of mean moving forward in your mind as far as having him on this staff?
Excellent coach, one of the better ones I've had. He's we can't get into that rotating door. I've always asked for at least 2 years, and then we'll have conversation. So, I'd expected him to stay. That's what he told me he would do. He did have some very intriguing offers, yet in the end of the day, you start doing that, start bouncing every year. That's not really good for your career. That's not really good for your family. And those are all things. He's a smart enough guy to know that.
But 3 years, 3 years is that's the most you've had of anybody, I think, on this staff I'm talking about from a contract standpoint.
Yeah.
Did you push for that, or he pushed for that?
Oh, no, he didn't push for anything. I was the pusher, I guess. Is that the right word?
All right.
Front row right. Bill, last couple questions.
Has there been any separation in the quarterback situation? Can you address where that situation stands?
Just when you think there has, and someone steps up, I anticipated what I'm seeing. Just when a guy starts to move, another guy catches him, maybe passes him. So no, there's no. I can't say who's one and who's two.
You happy with him overall?
Not necessarily. I think with the whole team, I'm not. I thought we'd be further ahead right now than we are.
Quarterbacks for the whole team?
Quarterbacks and the whole team,
okay.
yes.
And one question about Kevin Wilson. With Ryan's ascension in title and salary, there's some question, okay, where does Kevin Wilson fit? What is his role? Is it the same role? Is it a different role? How would you address that?
Same role. Yeah, this has been addressed several times, and the exact mechanisms that take place on game day, we're still working through it, but as far as what we're doing, a zero change. Ryan was a coordinator last year, and so the whole thing is, I think I took the title off of him, co-coordinator, but because I saw the way, both of them work very well together. I've done that many, many times. It was like when Chris Ash and Luke, and then Greg and Luke, and then when I was at Florida, I did the same thing on defense a couple of times. Offensively, we've been in that situation. Ed Werner was very involved with the play calls, et cetera.
Do you realize that kind of confusion may be the right word, that having two guys as coordinator causes, like for us or the public and stuff, they kind of still want to know who's the one in charge. Who's at the top of you're at the top of the pyramid, but you know what I'm talking about. Do you understand? Do you still have a ranking there?
A hierarchy, I guess, or something?
Yeah, that's the word, yeah.
Maybe. It's for me to know. It's within the staff. It's very clear with the people that need to know.
And final questions. Over here, second row right. Tony?
Urban, you've said in the past your job is to be concerned about everything. How concerned are you then about the linebackers right now?
Linebackers?
Yeah.
Not concerned. That's one of our. Coach Davis is doing a good job, and there's some talented cats. Dallas comes in. We have Kayvon Pope coming in. We have Taraja Mitchell coming in. So we're Tough Borland's that just breaks your heart because he's one of the best kids I've ever been around in my life, and a very good player, and he'll be back.
You said you didn't have anybody locked in. Was he locked in as a starter?
Tough?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You just seem a little unhappy with where things are. You said it a couple times.
Just a tough practice today.
Is this just normal in spring? This happens sometimes, or is there anything more?
Well, you have to pull the good players out. I saw some young guys that should be doing better than they did.
Okay.
But that's part of spring.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.